arcade gamers, and welcome back to Biggie D's Arcade for Sunday Chillin' Chat. We've got two very special guests here tonight to join us. Let's first say hi to everyone who's made it into the chat. Looks like the B Me was the first one in. He's saying Biggie D pulling on all the big guns tonight. Yeah, we've got two very good guests tonight. Pinball enthusiasts, virtual pinball community guys. Wanted to get their opinion on some of the AtGames stuff, the X Arcade and that haptic kit, as well as we're going to be discussing, the normal home arcade stuff with them tonight as well. Pick their brain, get their opinion on the new basic fun arcade, stuff like that. Pinball Wizard is here saying RTX crew in the house. MSU Rich saying good evening, everyone. And Papa Brad's Gaming saying hello, gamers. All right, guys, so let's first get in RetroTechX. He is a pinball enthusiast, virtual pinball channel, covers pretty much everything AtGames related as well as X Arcade. How's it going tonight, RTX?
Doing good, man. Appreciate having me on.
Yeah, it's good to have you. I've been following your channel, your live streams you've been doing each week, and thought it'd be great to have you come on and share your thoughts with us tonight. And we've also got Papa Brad's Gaming. He's a regular guest. This is his third or fourth time joining us for the show.
And it's great to be here.
Have Papa Brad's Gaming with us. And also one of the biggest viewers of the channel. I'd say you make every live stream every week.
Yeah, I try to always catch your show. I always try to catch it live if I can, Biggie D.
That's awesome. Well, how are you guys doing tonight? Everything going good?
Man, I'm doing awesome, man. I've been playing games all day. In the tournaments that I run, it's been fun.
Yeah, you have these weekly pinball tournaments.
Yeah, I run a show called Retro Legends Arcade. It runs on Friday nights. We introduce 2 pinball tables and anywhere from 2 to 3 arcade games. Like we're playing Sunset Riders and Tiger Heli, the Toplin Shmup. So we're just playing the best games, Biggie D. We get to play all the fun stuff.
Yeah, I play most weeks. I try to play. Some weeks I can't because I don't own the game or I don't have a way to play it. But I try to get involved as much as I can.
Yeah,
and what's
it's
the
all
lineup,
free
this week?
We're doing this week. We're doing Indiana Jones single ball for Pinball Effects VR, and then we are doing for AtGames. We are doing Hurricane. I had the best game I've ran so far in Hurricane this morning. So.
And you
but
do
it's
this,
a lot of fun.
I scored where basically
you just take a photograph to confirm your score. And here's the thing: it's for free and it's for fun. There's no gatekeeping. I don't care who you are. You can play. There's not behind a Discord. It's public. So like if you want to come play and drop a score, and the best part, Biggie D, have you won? Have you won in this contest?
Yes.
And do I actually pay out? I pay out, don't I?
You do. Yeah.
All the time.
I used mine to get the Volume 8 pinball pack.
And it's all about giving back to the community, I mean, the little bit of money I make from YouTube, most of it goes back into prizes for Retro Legends Arcade. And to me, it makes the world smaller because, score chasing these classic arcade games, this is what I want to do. This is my wheelhouse. This is what I love. I mean, I'm happy playing these old school games, and pinball, of course, with, and you can play. The thing I like about iScored, you can play in any format. You want to play on Pinball Effects using an X Arcade, like which you're set up, go ahead and play. You want to play on a console, a PS2, a PS4, PS5, even the Switch, because you take a photograph of your score. So it's meant to be inclusive and not to keep people out and gatekeep people. Everyone's invited.
Yeah, that's great. Get everyone involved, compete, have a good time, share your scores with the community, and you're doing everything. You're doing arcades, pinball. And you're doing some new stuff now where it's like one ball challenge, stuff like that. Yeah,
we've actually played every single game in Pinball Effects VR. Can you believe that, Biggie D? Every single game that has been released has been run in my tournament series. Every one. And the funny thing is, every week we do it, we pretty much take the top of the leaderboards. The players that play in these tournaments with me, you can just watch the scores and they just populate the top 10. We have players that are that good that play in this tournament. I'm not one of them, but we definitely have players that are that good. So it's pretty exciting, just to watch that happen every week. But we've actually ran out of games. So, Zen Studios, drop some more games in Pinball Effects VR. We're actually starting, but The single ball challenges are fun because it eliminates the grinding. You don't have to play as long.
Yeah.
So some of the tables that, you might have games that might last 15 or 20 minutes, 30 minutes, those games are shorter when you play a single ball run.
Yeah, so this is another one I play in as well called Calling All Ballers. And it's the same kind of format where you go to this website, iScore,
Another really
give
good
you a
one.
link, and you just post a picture of your score, and it's kind of the honor system with this setup. But yeah, this is another tournament as well as I'm doing my tournaments. Hopefully you guys got a chance to participate. It looks like I've have both you guys on the lead.
There I am, number 6.
And Papa Brad.
There I am.
So it's good to see you guys on there.
And I even put up a short on my channel for you, Biggie D. So let people know you were doing the Jaws. This is a tough table though.
Oh,
this is it's pretty brutal, but I love it. Don't get me wrong, I still like it, but it's no walk in the park. It's not an easy table.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one, and I enjoy that aspect of it, especially
I
when
do
you're in
too.
a tournament. Those real high scoring ones that you play forever. I don't think fit the tournament as well as like a table like this where it's very competitive, it's difficult, and I just think it lends itself very good to a tournament.
I do agree that you're right. The more difficult tables, they really separate. Like the super wizards will really have a chance to prove themselves on the hard tables. Let's face it, we can all play Medieval Madness or Attack from Mars for a pretty long time. At this point, the people have been playing a lot. So playing some of these tables that are harder is good for the more advanced players.
Yep. And
Yeah,
I've
Jaws
also
will
made
weed
it
them out for sure.
where you only get 10 attempts. Last tournament we did last month was 5 attempts, and I had people pressuring me to get 10 in there, so we're doing 10 now. And I think that's a good number. Gives you plenty of chances while still limiting them, so you can't play all week. I think it just makes it a little more competitive.
Yeah, like if you're playing 2 hours every day, obviously you're going to get an insane score on one of those games if you're playing that much. I mean, I think the limiting it is cool. I mean, that is a good feature. That was one of the things that Tomato Grass did that I loved. He did it actually live, where you had to play live against another player, and that really increases the stakes. But limiting your chances increases the stakes too.
Yeah, it prevents people that have like a ton of time to have an advantage.
That's true.
Where everyone's got the same amount of time on the table. I think it makes it more fair. It's good to kind of mix it up too. Where
it is
a lot
good.
of the
It is
other
good.
tournaments are unlimited. Ours is you're limited just 10. So then we'll keep that format for now, starting our next one in October.
Yeah, it is fun.
It looks like Sacro won. He had 24,598,161 points. He killed it.
Sacro is amazing.
Yeah, killer score
He's an
on there.
incredible pinball player.
Kanan Flats, 19,367,064. Jabba with 17,698,51.
Jabba.
So Jabba, I saw him in the chat. Here he is. Good to see Jabba's Game Hut saying good evening, Wizards. He got 3rd place, so he took the bronze.
Yeah, Jabba's a phenomenal pinball player. Phenomenal.
Made the top 3, so good to see him in there. And then Muse to Death, Gregory, he's the one who runs the Calling All Ballers. He got 4th.
Yep.
Arcade Talk, which you used to do a show with him, Papa Brad.
Yep. T. McCloskey.
T. McCloskey, he's got 13,910,000. And we're all pretty neck and neck there. Arcade Talk, Papa Brad, and RetroTech, all 13 million.
Yeah, look at that. Look how close the scores were, man. We were all right there. I mean, that was the end of the rope for us.
Yeah, crazy how close those
Look
scores
how close.
I couldn't even get all my attempts in. I came in late to the party and just couldn't put a game together. So I still had 5 attempts. I didn't even use them.
I can't believe it. RetroTech, I ended up beating you this time. Look at that. Not by much, but wow, I'm amazed.
Yep.
Devastator.
You had a great score on this during Flipper Friends too at one point. So
yeah.
I think
this
my
game is
all-time
tough.
best is 50 million, but I think you beat that even. So yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have to have everything just work in your favor to get that killer game.
For sure.
Devastator Omega says, evening all. How about those awful Cowboys, Biggie? I know, dang, they went down again this week. So they're only 1-2 now. It's not looking like they're going to have a great season, unfortunately. But that's how the Cowboys, I could kind of predict this, going into the season. Until Jerry starts doing something different with the team. I don't see anything changing. It's just more of the same year in, year out. But yeah, so I was using y'all's tips on how to get higher scores, and that really helped, especially like when you're launching the ball. You want to hit that fin, and you do it right as it's going horizontally across the playfield, right before it dips, and you do a full pull on the plunger, and you can hit that. And I was getting some extra points that way, but just wasn't able to manage over 10 million to get up there on the leaderboard, so I'm ninth. And then we got Stig and Ojib there, 10th and 11th. But this was a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing these tournaments every month. We'll just kind of do them towards the middle of every month. And I'll do a poll in a future live stream coming up, ask you guys which table we should go with. I'll give you an option of 4, and we'll let the audience pick which one we go with. But these are fun. I can't get enough of virtual pinball right now. I've been playing a ton of it. And the tournaments are a great way to just make it even more fun, I think, and be a part of the community. But so want to start tonight, guys, with some home arcade talk. Now, I know you guys are more into the pinball, the virtual pinball, and you are, I know for you, RetroTech, you do a little bit of arcade gaming. You've got, the ALU Mini behind you there?
Yep, ALU Mini, and I have the X Arcade, of course, with the MetaQuest.
Okay. And then Papa Brad, you're kind of a mix. Like you're an arcade channel, so you do a lot of pinball, but you also do a lot of arcade.
Oh man, I am super into arcades. Like, I have arcades on top of arcades, I mean, so I have a lot of arcades, and I love pinball and arcades, the golden age of arcades. I mean, it's just, I love these games,
Mm-hmm. And you're kind of like right down the middle. You spend about half your time doing arcade content, half the time doing pinball.
Yeah, I would say so.
But you started off, Papa Rat, because I've watched your channel for several years now, maybe longer. You started off with Arcade1Ups. You were building this home arcade.
Yep.
You sold them all off, and now you're just more of a multi-cade set.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I have multi-cades, but I could play everything. Like, if I want to play, I could play Star Wars Trilogy right now. I can play Daytona, on that cabinet. I've got lots of different ways to play games. So I feel like I'm set. I'm at the point now where I just want to play games. I don't want to buy more hardware or buy more cabinets. I want to play games on the cabinets I have and have fun competing in the games, because that's part of the fun of having all this stuff, is to be able to play it and enjoy the joy of competition against other players, But I feel like
that revolving door of arcades.
Yeah, I don't
what you have and just playing what you got.
I mean, look at this. This is insane. How much more do I need, Biggie? How much more do I need in arcade? In arcades now,
ever want.
And I got the X Arcade right out of camera view. It's right to my side. I've got a full size arcade in my living room. I've got 2 virtual pinball cabinets from AtGames. But I feel like I'm blessed. I mean, like I feel like I have enough arcade and pinball machines for quite a while,
That's good. So we're going to start with basic fun. And I know, or actually, we'll look at these photos here in a minute. But we're going to start with basic fun. Reason we're starting with basic fun is the news really broke this week. I mean, it went crazy. We went from having just that WrestleFest cabinet, which we looked at last week, which was the Ultra Series, and then their Countercade Series, to having like a whole slew of arcades now that we know of based on these photos. Now, these photos that dropped are mostly going to be prototypes that were being shown off like early this year. So some of these photos are actually somewhat old. We're just now getting a chance to look at them. And we can see the Atari XL, which is their Supreme line. We can see what I think is their Slim Edition TMNT cabinet. We've also got the Ultra Series Return of the Jedi cabinet. We've got a Pac-Man Babycade. Now, have you guys seen these images yet?
Yeah. We covered them on the Retro Legends Arcade. Go back to that Atari. I like the electrical tape over the Arcade1Up logo on the coin door. I think that's a really nice touch of class.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, check out the coin door on that Atari. It's like you could like superimpose the coin door of the Arcade1Up, and then the logo would be right there.
Yeah, now these are definitely prototypes. Look like, and they're kind of beat up too. You can see just how scratched up and dinged up they are.
Well, they
from
probably
moving
moved them
around.
once or twice. Yeah, I mean, they're not the most durable. They're not like real arcades. You can't just throw them
Mhm.
around. They're not built for that kind of ruggedness.
Now,
But
Papa Brad, what was your initial thought when you saw these this week?
my initial thought was the Star Wars one is by far the worst as far as just not having any nostalgia for it. But you know, I'm gonna be respectful to you, Big ED. I did a video on these cabinets, letting you know what I think. But I'll
Yeah.
be respectful to you 100% and say that this is not for me. At one time I had 11 Arcade1Ups, Big ED, 11, and I'm down to like one, just the Star Wars and that one's been highly modified at that. So it's no longer a Star Wars. I mean, it can play Star Wars arcade game, but it can also play Trilogy. It can play Daytona USA. I can even play pinball on it. It's insane. But, you know, I think this is good because hopefully it will bring some new people in. But, you know, I think long term, if you're into playing games, these aren't really made to where they're going to hold up to like someone's going to play all the time on them.
Yeah.
It's more for like a look, you know, like, you know, I'm at the point where I have enough arcades. Like you have a whole background full of arcade games. It's like, you know, you get to a point where like I feel like I have enough, you know.
Yeah, they fill up quick. You know, like a room's gonna
And
fill up fast. You're not.
I'm going to give you a big shout out here, Big ED. Thanks to you and some other, but mainly you. You're one of the big ones. I got most of these Arcade1Ups when I was collecting them for $300 or under. Now we're talking $500 or $600 for these arcades.
Too much now.
And these are a throwback to like when Arcade1Up was just starting. These are actually worse than the Arcade1Ups in my opinion.
Yeah.
They don't have the
They're
coin
going
doors.
backwards in a lot of
They're
areas.
kind of going backwards quite a bit. And I'm not gonna, you know, like I said, I'm be respectful because I know you have a lot of people that love this 3/4 scale arcade. But for me, I feel like I have enough arcades. But for people that might want to get into it, I mean, this is if it brings new people in, it's a good thing, right? But
Yeah, I did definitely see that perspective as well. It may not be for you, but it may be for someone else. And
yeah.
if it helps grow the community, gets people into the hobby, then it's a good thing. Now, what about you, RetroTech? What do you like or what do you dislike? What are some initial thoughts when you saw these
Well,
this week?
I tell you what, when
Oh, did he freeze up?
Looks like he might have froze up.
Oh, dang it. Right when we were going to get his opinion, too. Hopefully, he'll come back in here in a minute. But while we wait on RetroTech to come back, this asteroid's here, Papa Brad. This Centipede, this is their XL. This is their Supreme. Oh, there he is. Oh, we lost him.
One thing I noticed right off the bat was the aspect ratio is wrong. It's like stretched weird.
We
See the
lost you there,
centipede?
RetroTech.
sorry about that.
Centipede doesn't. Yeah, centipede doesn't look right. The aspect ratio is all wrong.
Yeah, they've got it stretched out on that screen.
Maybe, hopefully, they have an option where you can have it in the correct aspect ratio. You know,
I think you can.
probably.
I think you can. This is an image of a Arcade1Up XL next to the Basic Fun Supreme. So you guys can see just how similar the two are. I mean, it's almost an identical mold to what Arcade1Up is doing with their XL. Just some slight differences, but very close. Now, RetroTech, we lost what you were saying there.
Yeah.
You want to continue?
Yeah, so for me, I really was interested in originally in the Arcade1Up that had the 4-player Ninja Turtle option. That was the one that I really wanted to play because that's the one I played a lot in the arcades back in the day. It was between that and the Simpsons; those are kind of the two big ones. And so that really was interest to me. But this one, even the one that you're showing now, he only has the console games. So that's 2 buttons. It's not, it's just not going to be what
It's not even 4-player. How can you do?
No.
There's 4 Ninja Turtles. You only got 2 controllers. There's 4 Ninja Turtles.
It's just not going to work. So.
Cutbacks. It's shrinkage.
And I already have it on my arcade mini. Like I have that option if I need it. I can always add a controller if I need to add a second player, a third, fourth, or whatever. But yeah,
these games aren't demanding either. You can run Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles on a potato. I mean, like it runs fine on. I mean, and look at this. I'm just going to show you something. Let's see if I get the focus. That's Soul Calibur. That's Soul Calibur running on this $50 handheld. So like we're at a point where like, I mean, it's not a miracle to get these games running. I mean, here's Soul Calibur running full speed on this $50 handheld.
Yeah.
What's
I
that?
mean,
Is that the
Technology's come a
Ambernick?
long way.
This is an Ambernick.
Yeah.
I know it's my camera. I'm using my Sony camera, which is a real camera, so it uses glass lens, but it looks beautiful. I mean, this looks phenomenal.
Mhm.
So I think we're at a golden age, like if we want to play these games, they're certainly available, and there you go.
It can go for me. I play everything on that. So
I think a lot of people, once they discover emulation, like that's the next step. The first step, maybe you get an Arcade1Up to dip your feet in the water, right?
Mhm.
Maybe there was that one game you liked, whether it was Street Fighter or Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles or Centipede, and you get that, and then you get the bug. Then you're like, oh, now I really want to play a bunch of games. And I
that
think
Killer Instinct CAD
yeah.
is interesting. I'd buy that.
I think one of the coolest parts about like these cabinets, like especially when they first release, is it's like it's a group thing where everyone's into the same thing at the same time. And when everyone's doing their videos, they're doing their gameplay live streams, they're doing their unboxing, it's like everyone's a group. We're all one, we're all into the same thing at the same time. And I think that's part of the fun of it as well. But something I can say about these arcades, like these 3/4 scale, is they really lose their luster pretty quickly. Like the first week or two, you're really into it, you love it. And then just over time, you just play it less and less. And to the point where, it's more of a visual piece in the game room is what it becomes, at least for me. So I have to be very careful when I buy these because I understand the value behind what I'm getting. So like you were talking about, Papa Brad, is try to get a deal. And that's what
get
I've
the
always
deals.
done on them is I've tried to get them for like 50% or less of what the MSRP price was. So
That's the
then
way to
if
do
I
it.
don't play it or I end up selling it later or I replace it with something else later,
You don't take as much of a
I don't
loss
feel
either when you
terrible
sell
about the
it.
purchase,
Yeah. And you don't lose as much money. When you do sell it, you don't lose as much, If you lose any at all, you might break even if you bought it at a good enough price.
But yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that run out and they get these basic fun cabinets, day one, and they're going to pay a premium. They're going to pay a lot for these. These are going to be running $500-600, and like you said, the quality is a downgrade. I think from the most recent Arcade1Ups they've made. They don't have online. The games list. I heard you say at RetroTech that they may just be all console games. I think your TMNT and your Turtles in Time are arcade ROMs, and then the rest are all console releases. Like
They're the arcade.
NES,
They're arcade versions, but they're the NES ports of those arcade games.
Yeah.
So
have you found that out?
yeah,
Okay, I have not.
I'm pretty
out
sure
yet.
about that. But that looks like, I think from what I understood, that those were going to be the console versions, even though they're the arcade games. But
Really? Okay.
I don't know. But that's
I've heard that speculation, but I don't know if anyone had a firm word that was the case yet. So
I thought this was basically going to be like the compilation that was the Cowabunga collection that came out. Basically, I think that's the same games. I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they'll make a Supreme, a 4-player. This is the 2-player, and it looks like they're going to have an Ultra and they're going to have a Slim, which is just like 3/4 size, similar to the Deluxe, and then they're going to have a Slim, which is just like the Slim versions of the Arcade1Ups. Same kind of business model idea of Arcade1Up, exact same sizes, look very similar to what they did, same games that they had released previously. So very unusual how this is going on with Basic Fun now.
I'd go
and the prices.
Arcade1Up, man.
What was that?
I'd go buy one of the used Arcade1Ups 4-player wide right now. It was something I wanted, man.
It's not a bad idea,
Going used is not a bad deal. And when these first come out, they're going to be $600, I think, for the deluxe one and $500 for the 3/4. And to me, the price is just too high, Biggie D.
Yeah, they're going to be expensive.
I mean, like everything is so expensive right now. I don't know if I see the value in that, So, I mean, if I was to get something, like I would recommend people wait for the deals. Like you always found people the deals. Yeah. And that's how I got such a big arcade. That's how I got 11 of them at one point, And
the good thing
if they look good, they're worth it too. But
well, what I was going to say, the good thing about these Basic Fun cabinets is the more of these they make, the more of them they mass produce, the more people that buy them at full price opens up the door for us to get those deals again. The only reason for like 2-3 years straight we got so many great deals was because Arcade1Up was just feeding us arcades like every other month, new arcades. And that's what Basic Fun's going to start doing. So we've been like a whole year now, a dry spell of like no deals on home arcade stuff. But that's about to change now with these new Basic Funds. So exciting for those deal shoppers as well. Just going to have to wait a little bit. So we saw the XL. This is that Supreme XL. It's not yet available, but the Ultra series will, the Countercade series, and the Slim series will be. Now, you saw in this centipede here how it is this proper aspect ratio. So I think that is, I'm glad you pointed that out, Papa Brad, that it was a white, it looked like they had stretched it to fit that 4x3 screen. Looks like you can do the normal, vertical format as well. And it'll just be an option in the menu, it looks like. This is your Slim series. So these are going to have 5 games, where it looks like your Ultra series will have 6 games. We got the games list here: WrestleFest, Superstars, Dodgeball, another wrestling game. There's a vertical shmup game that comes on it. We also got the Return of the Jedi cabinet news this week. Looks like we're only going to get 3 games with this. Same games list as the arcade.
Is that a light up marquee or is that not a light up marquee? It doesn't look like it's lighting up in that picture.
Do you see that little graphic in the lower right there? One of those has a graphic for the lit marquee.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it sure
So I
does.
guess it does light up. Okay.
And here's the actual like image direct from the company, which they'll put
Wow.
on the website and they'll put on the listings.
That is hard to look at. All I gotta say is, like, anyone that's into graphic design, when they look at that, I mean, like Biggie D, you make phenomenal thumbnails. I mean, just your sense of art. And when you look at it, you just gotta say, this doesn't fit. This is not the right look. I mean, it looks, all the pieces of it look like they were just slapped on there randomly. I mean,
it looks like cardboard, man. I don't know.
it's just not. They should have reinterpreted the artwork. If they were gonna have a different shaped cabinet, they should have done something, a little bit. Maybe had a graphic artist come in and do some graphic arts on it. But this does not work.
I've seen some people being really hard on this cabinet this week, and I mean, I'm not like that. I don't see it as like, not looking that great. I think it looks pretty good. I think they did a good job with it. The artwork looks good. The marquee looks really good on this. The colors are really popping.
Yeah, the marquee is not bad on this one.
If the yoke is good on it and it plays good, then I think this will be a hit. I think these are going to sell well. And if I could get a deal on one of these, I could get one for $300-$400 later on, then I'd probably pick one up. I never picked up the Arcade1Up Star Wars because they never really dropped in price.
Yeah,
they were always $500-$600.
Yeah, it looks 1,000% better though. You got to admit, the Arcade1Up Star Wars does look 1,000% better than this one.
They did do a better job. Yes.
I mean, there's no comparison. Like, as far as the nostalgia, you have the entire side panels with that classic Star Wars art. I think they did a much better job. But once again, if it's $300, I don't know, maybe. I know if they're using I'm sure they're using the same software that they used before. I mean,
that'll be
that Arcade1Up used, because
haven't
Code
seen
Mystics did the port.
Yeah,
if it's the Code Mystics, we don't know for sure though. But the Code Mystics version, it's very, like, even people that are arcade collectors, they'll buy the Star Wars just to have it because it does play correctly.
At least this doesn't need a riser. It doesn't look like it needed a riser like the Arcade1Ups did.
You don't need a riser.
Yeah,
it's just
nice.
They'll come in a Supreme and an Ultra. The Ultra may need like a booster or a riser, where it looks like the Supreme will be tall enough you probably won't need anything.
And then Mystery Encoder in the chat's right. I mean, a lot of people are going to buy these just for the modding capability, just to see what they can do. So
that's
always
a good
an
point.
option.
Just like you, Papa Brad, you modded your Star Wars and you made it into a beast of a flight.
It's a beast,
multicade. So. Now, as far as like the UI, right? We haven't seen any of that. We have seen the gameplay in this video. So there's this little short video they dropped, and you'll see some of the gameplay. The screen looks good, not washed out. Colors are looking good. This is the 2-player version. Looks like there's enough hand room with the 3-button layout that they have.
They're crowded though.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're not very spread out.
No.
You better be buddies. You better be buddies with that person playing next to you. You're going to get close.
Hope they showered.
It's date night for you and your friend.
I think the big thing with this
And they're
thing
short.
is
Yeah,
also-
Devastator, same thing. He's like, and they're short. That's right.
Yeah, I think the big thing with the WrestleFest and why this is going to be big, I think, for home arcade is this is a new title. You know, like we've waited for how long for a new title since Time Crisis, which was in 2023. So we've waited now, almost 2 years for a new title.
Yeah.
To finally get something entirely different is nice.
Oh, it's going to be entirely different because it's not going to have the characters that were in the game.
Yeah, I'm glad
It's
you
going to
pointed that out.
100% be entirely different. It's going to have 3 missing characters.
Yes.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Glad you brought that up. P-Dubs, he reported this week, did a video on it. Legion of Doom and Sergeant Slaughter are confirmed to not be in the new WrestleFest cabinet. So that's why those images were missing on the side panel and on the bezel.
Sergeant Slaughter would have been huge too, man. People love that guy.
Yeah, he's great. I saw him at a gaming convention not too long ago. So, or no, that was Money. Du Bois. I'm not a huge wrestler.
Neither am
wrestling
I.
fan.
I know the
Money
classic
guy?
guys, but none of the newer guys.
Du Bois, or is that his name? What's that guy's name? Because I can't even tell you if the $1 Million Man, Ted, yeah, $1 Million Man was at the convention I was at. But Legion of Doom, aren't they in Retromania?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's funny. They're in Retromania, but they're not going to be in the WrestleFest.
So they were, iArcade had them, but the Basic Fun will not. Crazy.
Yep. And so Basic Fun did put out an official word on this. They say, just to clear it up, the 3 wrestlers you mentioned, Legion of Doom, Sergeant Slaughter, aren't in the game simply because they're not under contract with the WWE right now. So it's purely a licensing thing, not an oversight. They're saying it is a tough break, but the good news is the gameplay is still spot on. So it should play just like the original. They didn't swap out generic characters. They're just taking them out of the game. And
It's
they
good that they're
promised still a
transparent about it.
proper final
Yeah.
match. No word on additional characters being added. So they say it'll play and look just like the original, just missing these 3 characters.
They should be able to make it play. Like I said, this $50 Android can play all those arcade games and then some, all the way up to Dreamcast. So, I mean, it shouldn't be a problem with the emulation, I wonder how much they're going to have to mess up the game with taking characters out and trying to get the characters out that are licensed, that's the hard part,
that went in to get them out of there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you have the same problems you have with Blitz and with Fast and Furious and some of the other titles where they had to play with the title for licensing reasons.
Yeah, that is one thing when you get into the licensing, especially with games that are this old, that there's all kinds of, obstacles you have to overcome in order to make these.
It's almost like the people that are using emulation, they're getting the best deal because they're getting the exact game.
Yeah.
They're not getting anything watered down. They're not getting anything. It's exactly the way they remember it. Exactly. Even to the bugs that the game had. So, I mean, I don't know. It's exciting. I mean, if you wanted a wrestling cab, I would be excited if I wanted a wrestling cab, but I don't know if this is the one that you want. Because
I'll never forget your short where you were like, I've got WrestleFest here.
I can play this a million different ways. Yeah, it's like it's no problem to play it.
Arcades going.
Yeah, I just had all my machines firing it up. Yeah, it's no problem to play this. It's not a demanding game.
Yeah, but we all know that. We all have options. Every one of us has 15 different ways to play these. It's just a matter, do we want that fancy cabinet with it for collector's purposes? It's really all it's about.
So Steps Turbo says, no LOD, no buy. LOD is the main part of the tag team mode. Like you can't do this game without them. And I've not played it all the way through, but I hear they're the final boss in the game. Is that right?
I think so.
May know that or not. Okay.
I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, if
I've played it a little bit.
They were the final boss. I'm going to be really interested to see what they did in place of that. Now, Mr. Encoder says we're getting new arcades to the community and potentially a new IP. And that's, I think, what's huge is like really what drives a lot of what goes on in this community are the new products. And like on my channel, I'll talk about them, but I'm not going to run out and go get these. You know,
Yeah.
I'm going to wait till they become half the price or less, and then I start shopping them. But to get to that point, you have to first have them release, and you have to have them be successful.
You don't want more Pac-Man cabinets?
No more Pac-Man, but hey, now that you bring that up, let's good time to show this picture. So Arcade1Up, we're moving now from basic fun to Arcade1Up for just a second. There is some news with them this week that they are going to release a Pac-Man pub table. So this is going to basically probably be just like that Miss Pac-Man pub table that released around this time last year at Costco, just with the Pac-Man theme. And it's already shipped. It's already arrived. So this should probably be showing up either at Sam's or Costco, I would imagine, in the next couple of weeks. But we don't have an idea of what it looks like yet. Arcade1Up's been pretty good with the leaks lately. We haven't been getting any leaks on what it's going to look like, other than we know what it is. So talking Pac-Man, are you guys Pac-Man'd out? Like, could you use another Pac-Man release?
I love Pac-Man personally, but I mean, I have, like I said, I can play it right now with perfect four-way, with the actual four-way joystick, not an 8-way, a 4-way joystick where it plays correctly. So, I mean, I don't really feel like I would need any of this, but it is cool. Like, I guess if someone wants to, you know, it does kind of have that sit-down table kind of deal, which is neat.
Yeah, I mean, neon lighting too. They added the lighting.
If you had the right space for it, I could see it being a cool thing to have. You know, if you had the right space to put something like that.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
The one comment that I seen, Mr. Encoder said it too, is like, we're probably not the people to say that we want these exclusive cabinets because we have the ability for multi-cades and stuff. But at the same time, I know when I have company over, they look at that cabinet and they go like, "Oh, cool, you have arcade," but there's no artwork on there of any particular product. I have to tell people it has Donkey Kong, it has Pac-Man. So there is certainly a benefit and a love to be able to have somebody walk up and go, "Oh, cool, Pac-Man," and just walk up and play it. So there is the appeal for me. Even if I was to expand my arcade to do more events at home and stuff, I would definitely want something with some graphic artwork and stuff on it that would be less generic in nature. So I totally get the reason for that. So, a Pac-Man table like this is kind of cool. It's a little something different. You could actually do something a little with it, the functionality with it, but I don't know. Kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, they did one too. It was Pong. The Pong one was pretty cool. They did a few years back. So, but that's really it for Arcade1Up.
Yeah, the other thing that is cool about having multiple, like, you know, really, you know, if I had push came to shove, I could probably just have one fantastic multicade. But having multiple, you can turn the sound on all of them, and then you feel like you're in an arcade because all these machines are making the racket. They're all making the sounds over each other like they would in an actual arcade. If you want the feel of an arcade, having multiple machines will do that instantly. Just turn the sound up a little bit on all of them, and all of a sudden you're transported back to the 80s or 90s. And you have all that real arcade, I mean, the symphony of machines, right? Making all those sounds that you love. So, I mean, I get it. I get why people want to have rows of these and collect them. I mean, I get both sides of it. But I mainly am coming in from just someone that wants to play games. So, I mean, I have excellent machines to play games now.
Yeah, and talking about the multicades too, they've come a long way. And like you have that marquee above your head there where it changes with the game. So
yeah, you have so much
gives
choice.
You a little bit of a sense of a dedicated cabinet having that marquee.
Yeah, and there's so many good options too. I mean, it's just there's so much, like there's so many things that are good. You know, it's like it's easy to get something good now for playing games.
I'm surprised they don't do more skins for the ultimate minis and the ultimate versions, because that's what's so nice about the 4KP pinball is that people walk up and they see that it's an attack from Mars, and that's what draws them to it. Whereas if my ALU had, I mean, it has Star Wars and Space Invaders and stuff on it, but it doesn't have that singular IP that people just screams for somebody to walk up to it. So maybe that's something I could do through Buy Stuff Arcades or something like that to probably dress it up a little bit, but I just haven't done it.
Yeah, get those. Even AtGames made the side panels for the ALU, where you could get like what was it, Operation Wolf, and it a few
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
others.
the Taito ones, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Biggie D, you have an ALU, don't you?
Yeah, I have one upstairs.
It's like your dirty little secrets. You have an iArcade.
Uh,
Okay, I'm busting you. You have an
He
iArcade and
didn't
you
want
have
to
an
talk about
ALU.
that.
It's not an Arcade1Up channel, dude. You got all of it. But that's one of the things I appreciate about you. You have it all. You have the ALU. You have the AtGames. You've seen the different options, right? I
Yeah.
mean, so you know
I'll
what it's
tell
all
you though,
about.
now that I have the X Arcade, I really don't need the ALU anymore. Like
Yeah.
the X Arcade
Yeah.
gives me everything the ALU did, even better. I feel like so.
I'm sure we're going to talk X Arcade. So I don't know if you want to hold it for then or you want to talk about it now.
Let's do a couple more
couple
things
more,
here on the basic
yeah.
fun, and then we'll move
Okay.
into X Arcade next. But I do want to ask you about like the ALU too, is because it's kind of like my Swiss Army knife. Like I can do anything with that ALU. So even if I don't play it, like I'll always keep it because I'll never know when I want to use it again for something else. And then I got a good deal on it. I only paid, what was it, $250 or something like that for that ALU.
The screen alone is worth that, honestly, just for running retro games because it's got that perfect black level. You're not going to find screens that have a black level like what the ALU has. Just for the screen, it's almost worth that, you know?
So I'll always keep it just because it's got a good deal on it, and you can do the OTG with it and all that.
Yeah, you can do all kinds of
just
stuff.
One last slide here on Basic Fun. This came from NeoHyper64 on Reddit. He's basically just confirming that the pre-orders are about to start. Supposedly, these pre-orders are going to start in about a week and a half on October 1st. And then shortly after that, you're going to be able to get these on Amazon, Best Buy, Wayfair, Target, Walmart, Home Depot, all your big box stores. And pre-orders are going to start, I think, here on the 1st, but then it'll be roughly 30 days before you receive your unit. Return of the Jedi will have a delayed pre-order, but should still arrive before Christmas. So that one's good. We're going to get that one in time before the end of the year. The yoke has been redesigned versus earlier prototypes, and it looks good. So that's hopeful that it'll be a good accessory, good yoke control. Prices on the Ultra series are expected to be $499, but the prices could increase after the pre-order window. TMNT that we saw in these images won't come till Q2 of next year. They're still in development. So that's really all the news that was left on Basic Fun I wanted to get in on this live stream tonight.
Can I point out something you have on the chat that I thought was a really good comment? Soggy Bacon had a great comment. He said Arcade1Ups and Basic Fun will be a gateway drug for the hobby for people getting new to it. And I think that's the cool thing, you know. Hopefully, you know, some of these new arcade cabs, someone will buy one and they'll play a game. They'll get into it. They'll be like, well, mate, I didn't know I could play all these other games as well, right? It's a way to get new people into the hobby. So, you know, in that respect, that's one good thing about these cabinets. You know, I mean, diehard arcade gamers like me, we're gonna gripe about the quality, but if it brings more people in and introduces them to it, you know, I mean, once they get the bug, you know, and they get into it, you know, before you know it, you start with one. Now you have 4 Big ED behind you.
Yeah.
Like rabbits that multiply. We all started somewhere, right?
With an Arcade1Up, and that's, you know, if it gets everyone in the hobby.
Yeah, people don't even realize this stuff is out there, you know, like the X Arcade, like you're doing the vertical now. I mean, there's so much cool stuff that's happening right now, you know?
Yes. So let's talk X Arcade. This email went out today, actually. Basically just continuing to promote this new haptic kit. Now, this is a really good image of it. We're also seeing that they've added do you have this little grip thing over on the right?
Yeah, I have it. I have that on mine.
Did they send that out to you, or did you buy that separately?
They sent it out to me to test it.
Okay. And how does that help?
It's good because that's where your hand sits for the, I mean, I never really had a problem with it, but it does make it where like you're not going to accidentally press the launch button.
Okay.
It does give you a little place to rest your. I've had no problem with it, but I mean, I understand like what it does. Like you can set your hand right there then, and you're not going to accidentally trigger the buttons. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, go ahead.
When I play Zachariah Pinball in VR, I would have my hand there, and that for whatever reason that would trigger the graphic in the bottom corner that has your score. Like it would get bigger and then get smaller, get bigger and get smaller because I would keep triggering that, and that's so to have that would be really nice. Just that 3D print. They gave people the file for it if you wanted to 3D print it, but it's really cool that you got one sent out to you.
Yeah, it's cool that they have one for the left that they sent me, but I just took it off because I didn't really feel like I needed it because it's comfortable enough without having it there.
Is that the joystick one?
Yeah,
There's
actually they sent me like a left and right, just like you see on the two buttons. But the one on the left didn't have any button holes, of course.
Yeah.
But I just left the one on that on those two buttons for the second player.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty good call too, because a lot of times you know, unless you're playing 2-player fighting games or something, that's not going to be get in the way. You know, the only time I think you wouldn't want to have that on there is if you're playing 2-player Street Fighter type games. You know, because your buttons aren't as fast to get at. But you know, I think it's a cool solution.
Is this stuck down by like 3M or what are we doing? Because
it's like some kind of it's some kind of crazy.
Made way more sense, but because you can take it off when you play 2-player arcades or whatever. But
that would make sense. That's a good idea. It's like a sticky, like a 3M adhesive kind of stuff. It's real sticky.
Kind of a bummer, but
you're right.
So
magnetic would be cool.
Whenever you want. All right.
That sticks on there. The one I had.
So this is the pre-order. It's $150. It says here secure your special pre-order pricing before September 31st. So you have 10 days left to do that. And then I imagine it's going to go up maybe $200. We don't yet know what the price will be after that. Do you guys both have your pre-orders in?
Yeah, sure do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm totally excited for this. I mean,
I reached out to them and just said, "Hey, I want to review this for my channel. I already did a review of the X Arcade. Hey, can we get on it?" And said, "Yep." They send me a code, and I'm like, "Okay, awesome. I'm in. Let's do it."
Yeah, I got my pre-order in day one. I did not want to take any chances of not getting mine, but first. I wanted to get it as soon as possible.
Same here.
So we've got high precision audio driven shakers. So 4 specialized motors to deliver like a feedback in the control panel. Now I love this because that's like one of the things I think I'm really missing is that feedback. Like when something's shaking on the pinball table, you want to feel that in the control panel. But this will give us that feeling. How well do you think these will work? These shakers?
It's going to be better than what they have now because they don't have anything right now that does that. I mean, I'll give you an honest answer. It's going to be better than what they have now.
It's got to be better than that. Go ahead.
What's that?
Does the AtGames have anything like this?
Yes, they have the SSF kit.
Okay.
It's like, but it's a pretty big thing. I mean, you're screwing all these vibration things into the sidewalls of the cabinet. When the ball rolls around, it senses them. But what I'm excited about with this is that they're working with Pinball Effects VR, so they should be able to integrate the haptics. And that's one of the great things about AtGames with the SSF kit. They actually integrate it where it's actually part of the machine, the way it works. So it's software. You got to have the right software too to run it.
I'm really hoping I think these are going to be better quality than what the sound effects kit is for the AtGames because the exciters in the HD and the 4K version are like just little tiny vibration sensors like right underneath your hands. So you feel them through the acrylic, but they're not that great. They're kind of like a buzz, and some games don't really translate them all that well. So I think this is going to do a lot better job of it. And you have 2 dials to really dial it in to where you want it. So I'll be really curious. Seemingly everything that they've done has been really high quality. So I'm really interested to see how this works out.
Now, one concern I have, I'm a little bit worried about, is this is only going to integrate with Pinball FX VR. I want it to work with Pinball FX and Pinball M, but I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing them advertise that or answering that. So I think it's going to be limited to just the integration with FX VR, which is unfortunate because I've been playing a lot of FX and Pinball M on the flat screen. Yeah,
it's definitely different. Like with the OTG, I just played OTG today. I played Duke Nukem on Pinball M for the Arcade Talk tournament. And the thing is, you don't get the SSF integration even on the AtGames. I mean, it's a little bit, it vibrates, but nothing like when you buy the tables from AtGames. They're more optimized. That's the one thing you get when you buy the official tables. They do a lot more with the optimization of the haptics kit. And Pinball Effects VR is very good emulation. The tables they have are great. They're going to add more to it, I'm sure. So, it is a good company to have on board.
Yeah, to me, this is the future.
I'm going to be playing mostly pinball in VR. It'll force me into having to play that way.
Yeah, that's the future of digital pinball, though, is the VR capability right now.
The thing is, you can look and you can see too. Like you can move your head, like, hey, I need to get at that shot. You can like move around. You could read the instructions. I mean, there's certain advantages to it, even though you look like a dork when you're doing it. I mean, I'll admit it. You look like a dork, but albeit, when you put those goggles on and you have that heavy X Arcade in front of you, it doesn't move around like a toy. It's heavy, like a real pinball machine. It's good. It's immersive. They did a good. It's really immersive, and hopefully this just brings it up to even a higher level of immersion.
Now they're advertising authentic flipper solenoids, dual solenoids that produce sharp, satisfying thunk with the flipper press. Now, one thing I get with the AtGames when I'm watching content on it is I feel like that sound is just so weak on the solenoids.
Oh, it's too loud, man. It's too loud. It's too loud. It's not too weak.
Oh,
okay. You're probably not even hearing the solenoids because most people don't.
Most people turn them off. Most people. It's good for about 5 minutes, and then it's just really loud.
Michael B, I think, is the only one who leaves them on. So if you listen to his streams, you'll hear it go clunk, 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 clunk.
It's kind of distracting. I mean, I understand the theory behind it. Is that real machines, of course, they have the flippers that actually physically move. This gives you that kind of clunk. But I'll be honest, it's not a huge feature for me. And if I could turn them off, I'd probably turn them off unless it's, reasonably not as loud,
When we talked about this on Arcades Anonymous with Avi, I believe it is, with X Arcade, their marketing, she mentioned that they'll be able the ability to turn off the haptics, but I'm really worried about it because she did not specifically say you could turn off the solenoids but still have haptics, and they need to be separate because everybody has turned off the solenoids on their AtGames. So it needs to be, I can't be together. They need to be, solenoids can be turned off and you can still mess with the haptics control.
Yeah, ideally you want it separated where like you can turn them off separately, either through software or through, if they need to have like a switch that turns them off or something, or some way to turn them off in the controls. Or
I just won't plug them in or something.
Yeah, you can always just not connect them. That's always an option. But, that's not a huge selling factor for me, though. The best virtual pinball machine I ever saw, they actually use real flippers. They put 2 real flippers inside the machine, and the flippers would actually activate. You could not get more realistic than that. And that really did have the feel. You could just tell by watching the person play it. It really did have the feel of a real pinball machine because it was physically moving the flippers. But
one of the best parts of VR pinball for me is the fact that I can play it at night when everybody else is sleeping. I have a headset on. I can be completely immersed in it.
Disturbing everyone.
It's quiet enough for me to play and enjoy it, but it's not so loud that it's going to distract anybody else too. So.
That is true.
Yeah, so X Arcade, you're going to get all this equipment. We're going to have to install all this ourselves. Are you guys looking forward to that process of putting this stuff together, or are you guys dreading it?
I'm not afraid.
That's how I feel.
These guys, they buy everything, but I'm pretty handy, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm a little worried about the white material on the X Arcade if we have to do any drilling for that, just because it's going to flake. I expect a little bit of that, but we'll see. I'm sure it'll be fine. They have templates and stuff
for us, and they're going to give us like a map, like a template to put on there to show us where to drill our holes.
They're giving you the drill bits, which is a cool feature.
I can't believe they're even giving you the drill bits. I mean, that's pretty good.
Cool.
I think for us, like content creators though, that make content on YouTube, it'll be fun to like film some of that too. That was the great thing about the iArcade was I did so many mods on it, and I was filming a lot of those mods that I did, and
Mm-hmm.
that was a lot of fun doing that. And part of the process was creating the content. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to doing that with this haptic kit.
Yeah, it is good. And those videos really are great for your channel. Like I installed the SSF kit in my AtGames.
Hmm.
You
Oh,
know,
that's cool.
when I first ordered it, you know, they did offer to send one with the SSF kit in, but I wanted it without it in it so I could
Mhm.
actually do the video to install it and see how it, but that really gave me a hands-on knowledge of the entire machine. I got to
Yeah.
take the whole machine apart and that made me appreciate it more. So, I mean, I think it's good. I don't think it's going to be rocket science though. I don't think it's going to be too crazy.
I know, Papa Brad, when you were doing your videos back then when the 4KP first came out and you'd done that SSF video, you were just so like professional and like locked in on your videos.
Oh, I
You were
love
like,
it.
you were on a mission, man, to get those videos out. And
Yeah.
it was so professional how you were getting
Thank
that
you.
stuff out. But it's just funny how it changes. You know, the product's been out for so long now. We're not, but now with the X Arcade coming around with this new stuff, I predict Papa Brad's Gaming will be a go-to source for that kind of content.
Oh yeah, there are lots of good sources for Exarcade information. You know,
So this is how I have mine set up right now. And like I said, I've been playing a ton of flat screen gaming, very little VR pinball, actually, surprisingly. I just love playing this vertical setup that I learned from Kevgrat. And I'd showed everyone this last week. But I added to it. I added another screen to the top of the.
you got a
playfield
back box
screen
and everything. Look at that.
where
That's
I have
pretty
a back
impressive.
box image now.
Yeah.
And I ended up liking the screen above the playfield so much that I actually dropped the bottom screen and I just put the DMD on the back box screen.
Okay.
And just got rid of that screen underneath altogether. And I seem to like that the best.
So the
And
two
Do you not have a
monitors.
4KP, Biggie?
I don't have a 4KP. So
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm
Well,
playing
that makes
all my
sense.
pinball on this.
Yep.
And one thing I'm really enjoying is making my own back box images. For
That's
this.
cool. I like Wolverine.
Yeah. And then like this one, I actually customized this one. You see how the Iron Man has a pinball in the O?
Oh yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, I made that.
Oh wow. Biggie D, you need to contact Basic Fun and redo the graphics on that Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Art
saying.
as an artist.
I mean, they, you know, look at the graphic arts you're doing. That's what I'm saying. A good graphic artist can make or break a product. You know,
Yeah. Now,
bad graphic arts, there's no excuse anymore. We want
this,
stuff. We want our stuff to look nice.
the screen I added above the playfield, it's only an 11-inch screen, but it's so good. Like it's so clear and the colors are so good on it. Like it makes me now want to get a new like 27-inch or 32-inch gaming monitor to game on now.
Yeah, I am so jonesing to build one of these. This is the next project I want to do. It's one of these vertical builds with the X Arcade. It's so cool.
Yeah, I can break it down for you. It's not that expensive. So you can get the X Arcade, which is $400. You got to have a gaming PC. You get the stand for the monitors, which is only $40. I paid $80 for the 27-inch monitor. I paid $40 for the 11-inch screen above the playfield. And then I bought like a little $25 sound bar this weekend to put underneath it. And this is the sound bar here. It's actually kind of cool. It's got
That's pretty cool. That's got some disco.
Yeah, and it goes with the music.
I bet you that's cool when you're playing with the lights going.
And you can change the colors and all that. So got rid of that screen underneath and put this sound bar there with the lighting, and I'm liking it. It's
Honestly,
really cool.
Biggie D, honestly, I'm just thinking, come on Black Friday, because that's when I'm gonna get my TV for this mug.
Yeah.
You know, I'll probably go a little bigger than that. What size is that one? I want to
That's
go a little bigger.
27-inch.
I'm going to
And
go bigger than that.
definitely
I'm
feel
thinking
like
probably like a 40-inch or bigger, maybe a 40-inch.
I think a
What size do you
32
have
would be
one
perfect.
on yours,
32 would be
RetroTech? What size monitor are you running?
For mine, it's only a 24, but it
24, okay,
works because
small.
I can do it vertically, but then I
Okay.
rotate it
You can turn it,
horizontally.
okay.
And it still
Yeah.
fits perfectly between the rises above the
Yeah, that's
XRK. So,
Now this is
but even
another
Dennis
setup.
M mentioned too, like you play it vertically, it's flat on. It doesn't play quite as nice. I really want it to be able to lay back, and that's the biggest thing that I've been held up on. But
Like tilt it down like a table.
like this here, like he's
Yeah,
showing
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that makes it more like a virtual pinball table.
So I joined a Zen pinball group on Facebook and just kind of venturing out, trying to meet other people in other communities and get involved in like the virtual pinball community. And this image I came across this week on Facebook, and I actually suggested to the guy, if you're looking for controls, look for the X Arcade. And I think he's going to end up getting the X Arcade for his controls for this setup. But pretty simple. You just buy a couple of monitors and a stand that'll hold the monitors in that place and that position, and you've got a pinball machine. You don't have the cabinet, but you've got the visual of the screens. And you can do a lot with the PC, playing Pinball FX and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's so much customization you can do.
You can play Zaccaria tables. Zaccaria just has a whole new build. VPX. I mean, you got it all available to you.
OTG. I mean, you could literally run everything that way. So, yep.
Yeah. So the next thing I want to figure out is how to do video assets on the back glass and make the video assets go with the game, like the scoring of the game. I know there's ways you can create all that and customize it.
Well, there's cabinet mode for sure in Pinball FX and Zaccaria. They both have cabinet options, so you could do up to 3 screens. I know for Zaccaria for sure. I'm pretty sure you can do that in Pinball FX too, but they have cabinet support for all that stuff. So
now I'm getting saying my sound is low. See, once guy said my sound was too high, and then I'm getting too low. So I'm going to do what's called auto gain control, and you guys let me know if I sound better now. Always something, always audio or, something with the audio, it seems like. Using Restream tonight. All right, so that's X Arcade, guys. I mean, I'm loving mine. Like, I play mine.
It's good. One advantage of what you're doing? One advantage, I'm going to say, one thing that's a really good advantage of the way that you're doing it with the X Arcade, going with the vertical screen, the lag is going to be low because there's no middle point. Like when you do OTG with AtGames, there's still a certain amount of lag you're introducing when with the flippers. When you connect the X Arcade, it sees it as a keyboard, so there is literally no lag. So that's one of the advantages of going with the PC build of Pinball FX. And I think the Quest, because it's a locked system, that's how they got the lag so low. I mean, it's a set thing, right? They don't have different models. It's the Quest. It's all the same. So they've optimized it. But that's one of the cool things, and that's what really makes me want to build a vertical X Arcade pinball.
But yeah, I'm playing mine a ton. Like. Talking about like all these home arcade products, I've never bought a home arcade product that I've played as much as I've been playing this X Arcade. Like I literally play it every day, and sometimes I play it for several hours a day. And I'm getting involved in tournaments. I'm trying to get better, at virtual pinball. I'm customizing my setup. I'm just having so much fun with it. It's so surprising too, because the X Arcade was something I kind of waited on. Like I wasn't initially interested in it, but then as soon as I started seeing everyone else enjoy it, and now that I have one in my home, I'm like really learning how much this thing has to offer.
And the thing is, Biggie D, you are going to get better playing in tournaments. You just will you will instantly get better because you're just playing the game multiple times, and you're limiting. Like when you play one game for a week, then you get good at the game. Like you can't just play a game once and be great at it. I can at least. Maybe RetroTechX can. I can't play a game once and be great at it. But I mean, it takes me a good week before I feel like even really have gotten a feel for like where I know the game enough, to really. Yeah. And you really get a whole level of appreciation that way too, right? That's what I love about doing tournaments, whether you're doing, retro tournaments, retro does tournaments, or you're doing my tournaments, it's going to make you a better player, 100%.
Yeah, there's so much skill involved in these tournaments, and then the games have so much you can unlock and learn. It is, like you said, it's a process of learning the game, getting better.
Depends on the game, but
yeah,
I tell you what, Magic Pixel games, you could start up one of those, and they're all the same. Almost every damn one of them, sadly. Basic rule sets. basic multi-balls, kind of that stuff. But you get into a Williams game or even a Zen original, the rule sets are very, very much complex. They're much more like a real pinball table. You have to research those tables before you can do well, and that's what I love about them. So,
and RetroTech, you follow this too. You know all the creators, like you
Oh, yeah.
know who made the table, their style, what other tables they've made, the similarities those other tables they've made. Like you seem to be like a endless book of knowledge when it comes to like these games. And
it's very important to know. When Thomas Crofts makes a table and he has a 3 flippers set up, that it's going to have some awesome crossing shots. All the modes are going to be accessible at the same time. If you play a Dolby game, it's going to be crazy difficult. Screw the modes, go for the multi-ball. Yeah, they're just they get locked into what they do, and you just got to go with it. It's pretty cool.
You had suggested, what was it? The war game, not Band of Brothers.
Brothers in Arms.
Brothers in Arms. Yeah. You had turned me on to that game. I like it. It's awesome.
Awesome game.
Yeah. There's so much going on that table. Now, you were saying the rest of that Gearbox pack is terrible. Like
pretty much, yes.
Borderlands isn't any good. And the
Borderlands is not good. Although it's a really cool IP, the game just does not play that well. And then Homeworld is just Homeworld. Don't get me started on Homeworld.
And it is, man, AtGames was having it every week. It seems like every other week in the Flipper Friends, they were hitting us with Homeworld too.
I know. It was crazy.
Since we're talking about tournaments, I mean, the Flipper Friends obviously has been on pause for a while. The thing is, tournaments can also, like when you're forced to play games that aren't too much fun, I think that kind of pulls it down a little bit, I mean, some of the games they were picking were just like, it was painful to play them, but you had to play them if you wanted to get good placement. You had to play them all. But
some of them are broken. That's the biggest part that was disappointing is they won't upload scores, or there's a part of the table that's broken. It's like, come on.
Well, things, times change too. Like, 5 years ago, those Gottlieb tables were probably state of the art, but everything's gotten better. Like, everything's gotten better. So it's just, the expectations are higher. Now, I love the tables. I love the brands. I love the games. But the emulation has gotten better or should be getting better, And we don't want to play broken tables. It's very frustrating. When you have a great game and you exit the game and your score doesn't save, as a pinball player, it's super frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
Now, let's talk some AtGames. I know you guys are big AtGames enthusiasts. Like, this is majority of what you guys have been talking about that I've seen lately is, AtGames stuff. So you guys are going to be experts on a lot of this. Now, this new Williams Pinball Pack Volume 6, this is the big news for AtGames this week. Are you guys excited about this new pack coming?
Oh, yeah.
I'm very excited. Very excited for Funhouse. Funhouse is a great game. I feel like Space Station. Space Station's fun, but they have the slingshots right by the flippers, so you can forget about trapping a ball and holding it because there's slingshots right where you're going to hold the ball. That's not going to happen most likely.
Yeah, you got to keep that one moving for sure.
But it's cool. I mean, there are 3 new games, but Funhouse to me is a superstar. I mean, this is the one that I think a lot of people are waiting for, and it's a great game. So, I mean, you really can't go wrong with Williams pinball packs. I mean, $5 a game. These are recreations of real world pinball machines that people.
They're eventually going to get all of them. I mean, they're really just filling in the packs that have already released over time, and they have most of them now. I think there's probably only a few left, aren't there?
There's quite a few left. I mean, we got
there's quite we got Circus Voltaire. They got some big ones that are missing. But we got a lot of great games. I mean, there's no shortage of games to play if you have the 4KP pinball with the Zen titles. They got a lot.
Now, out of these 3, Dr. Dude, the Space Station, and the Funhouse, which one's your most favorite? Have you guys had time with these?
Yeah, I've played them all. I've played them all a lot because there are in Pinball Effects, so I've played them all quite a bit. To me, Funhouse is by far the number one. I do like the way that the graphics and stuff change with the Space Station, but I would say I'd probably rate them like Funhouse, then probably Dr. Dude, then probably Space Station.
Okay, so Space Station being last. Now, Doctor Dude, I've played in
Just
person.
because like you really the way you play it, I mean I have to play it more, I guess. But it's like it's very bouncy. Like people talk about the Magic Pixel being bouncy. Wait till you get this game. Because like basically every time the ball comes near the flippers, there's 2 slingshots. They're gonna be hitting the ball. So it'll keep you on your toes for sure.
And that's the
It's
space
fun,
shuttle
though.
you're talking
Space
about?
shuttle, yeah.
Okay.
It's got a really
Space
cool.
shuttle.
It's space station, yeah, space station. It's got
Oh,
a really
Space
cool.
Station, Space Shuttle. I get those confused. Yeah.
Yep.
And we have
They're
so many
two different
space
ones.
games. We have the moon flight. We got so many dang space themed tables. But space is a popular theme for pinball. I mean,
Especially back when a lot of these came out, like in
one
the
of the
80s.
cool things is on the Williams, they named the space shuttle the Defender. Because they have the Defender, the video game, right? So like when I played it on location and it said Defender, and I guess that really was that way, but it says Defender on the space shuttle. I thought that was pretty cool.
Which is hilarious because the space shuttle has no offensive capabilities whatsoever. So, yeah,
All right,
shout out to the
sounds
arcade
good.
game.
Funhouse is definitely the heavy hitter here. Dr. Dude is kind of a cult hit. If you like it, you love it. And Space Station is kind of one of those ones that, man, I really like Space Station a lot, but it plays a lot differently than most Williams games. You really have to dial it in and keep shooting. So,
And I'm gonna be
Dr.
honest.
Dude, I've played that in person at Starfighters Arcade here in Phoenix. Now, Dr. Dude, he's in other games too, right? He's in
Party Zone.
Party Zone.
Yeah. And it's funny how Williams has like a universe. They like some of their characters exist in other pinball games too.
Yeah, like Taxi with the Williams had a lot of Williams characters. They had Pinbot and Taxi.
Yeah.
You'll see Elvira and the Vampire, Dr. Dude are all in Party Zone's back glass. There's all kinds of different stuff like that.
Now, Funhouse is a big one. That talking about these 3, Funhouse I think is the big winner.
Yeah.
This one they've even gone as far as remaking this table. Pedretti I think is the manufacturer of the new remake of
the Waybacks Arcade has the new Funhouse, and you could play the original or the new one on the same machine. You just select which one you want to play when you play it. It's pretty cool.
Now, when they were
different rule sets, they added a little video screen on it. But of course, I played the original. But I love this game. Funhouse is great. It's fun.
When they first started, coming out with the FX VR, they were teasing like Volume 9, which was about to release, and I thought they were going to bring Funhouse because that's one I'd really like to get in VR. Talking about how AtGames is trying to fill out their lineup and get all these packs released. Same thing for FX VR. There's so many that we don't have yet that we really are going to get eventually. Same thing. We're going to want all these.
One last thing about this pack. I hope I can pleasantly surprised because like No Good Gophers, I never liked it until I played it on the AtGames for some reason. Like every version I had, I never liked it. Like I would play it once and I'd say, I don't like this. But for some reason, I don't know what kind of special sauce they put on it when they then brought it to AtGames, but it is so much fun on the AtGames. And wouldn't it be great if Dr. Dude was that way? I don't know if it's going to be that way. But the No Good Gophers for me, I really like the AtGames version best of all, which is incredible. So
now talking about these Williams
bring the
tables,
fun.
I had a lot of experience with a lot of these Zen Williams tables early on when I got my Attack from Mars Arcade1Up. They had 10 Williams tables on it. No Good Gophers was one of them. You guys just got the river one, the Whitewater. That's on my Attack from Mars. The Hurricane. A lot of these I have lots of hours in on the Arcade1Up pinball. So nice to see all those coming to AtGames and hopefully FXVR soon. But talking about, I think B-Kong's doing a stream right now actually about this exact topic, which is this team encoder board. Did you guys hear about this? Where basically we're going to be able to install a board onto our Arcade1Up pinball, and then we can load up basically any Zen table, run it at 1080p on the Arcade1Up hardware or on their cabinet.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I had an Attack from Mars for a short while. an Arcade1Up. But you know,
You
this
sold
is
it
good.
quick.
I sold it quick. Yeah, I danced a little jig when the guy was driving off in the back of his pickup truck. I did a little dance because it triggered everything. Like everything I loved about pinball, you couldn't do it. You couldn't nudge well. Like it just was not really a very good experience. But
Yeah.
A lot of the PCBs are frying and they're going out anyway. So this will give those machines some new life. So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, see, I kept my Attack from Mars this whole time I've had mine, right? And the reason I kept it is I got a really good deal on it, and I was hoping I would mod it at some point in the future. So for this to finally be coming out and have this option is great. It's been a long time coming for me. The reason I kept mine is I got such an incredible deal on it. I paid less than $300 for it. I was like, I'm just going to keep it. And it's a solid cabinet. Like, it's got the real legs, pinball legs. It's got like a quality designed cabinet. It's just the internals. Like the board that it came with was terrible, you know.
Yeah, mine had the glass was defective, where like it made it look like there was something wrong with the screen, and it was the plexiglass. It had like striations in the plexiglass, and it was crazy. Like I thought the screen was broken because of the way it looked. It turns out that's what it was. It was actually plexi and that was a defect that they had in those.
Yeah, so a lot of people put glass, real glass in there that you can make, that you can put in there. But basically this board will allow you to install it into the pinball machine, and you can load up any pinball game you want. You can play them in 1080p. You don't have all the restrictions that Arcade1Up had on, the lockdown board that they had. And then I'm hoping I can drill a couple holes and do some nudge buttons, and hopefully that'll work with that board. Because that's one thing Arcade1Up did not have, is the ability to nudge, which really took away a lot of the fun, I think.
That's like,
how the hell do you play a pinball game?
How do you play pinball when you can't nudge? I mean,
you really just...
I mean, like, you can try to shoot really accurately, but without nudging. Nudging is like part of it, although the more you play, I find the less I nudge. I don't know. I used to nudge a lot more when I began, and now I think I nudge less because I think I just try to shoot more accurately.
You're just a better pinball player now.
Probably. I hope I've gotten a little better, but
absolutely.
It's definitely part of the game. You got to be able to nudge.
Going back to the X Arcade for a minute, we're going to be able to nudge that X Arcade with that new pinball kit.
Oh,
and it's like from the left side, the right side, and from the front. It looks like. Man, I just hope that works great. It looks like it will.
They just need to make it where it's a little tap. Nothing crazy, just a a tap. You give a little tap, it nudges. I think they can pull it off.
Because Arcade1Up had an accelerometer. Yeah, Arcade1Up supposedly has an accelerometer in theirs. And if I really jerk it really hard,
I was literally shaking it where the legs were coming off left and right, and it was barely nudging. So I don't know what they did, but when I had it, it wasn't working. Maybe.
But if the X Arcade, like you said, will just be sensitive enough where it'll recognize just a simple nudge, like a normal nudge, that'll be all you need.
Be sensitive, because just a little tap, tap left, tap right, tap forward. All it needs, just to respond to that one little tap,
And I do like that better than having a button.
I do like
to actually be able to.
I'm used to a button because I've played so much AtGames. But when you go into a real pinball machine, there's no nudge buttons, so it's really better to not have the button if it works well. Because of course, real pinball you don't have nudge buttons.
Yep. So now a little bit more on AtGames. I saw this week, this has been a real big topic of conversation on the Facebook group, are these new blades. It's like a mirror blades that you put in. Have you guys done this yet, or are you interested in getting these?
I'm probably not going to do that, but that is cool looking. Like if you like that look, that's probably not for me though.
You don't like it?
I don't know if I need that.
I like the look, but for the cost and the aesthetic, it's not going to look good for streaming anyway, so it's not for me. But
yeah,
what are the costs on these?
I've heard about $100 or so is what I'm hearing. It seems to be like this big secret. You have to DM somebody to let them tell you the price. They're not very open about it. So really? I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, it's really weird.
So what are they going for? Like, what are people saying they're paying?
I haven't gotten any official answers, but it seems to be in the ballpark of $100.
$100.
So, and that just seems outrageous to me. But
I don't know. If I was going to spend $100 more, I would get the screen filter that cuts down the glare. If I was to throw another $100 into a hardware update.
Oh, are you talking about the what you put on the back bock to keep?
Yeah, there's a special like computer
filter.
screen 3M filter you could put on, and what it does, it just eliminates the glare from the back glass.
Yeah, I heard that's like a must. You have to do that because the screen is so bright on the back box.
It would be nice though. It's probably a nice quality of life thing to have, but I don't think you have to do it. It's funny. RetroTech, you had that cool video with the piece of cardboard and the tape.
Yeah.
Where like you basically made it where there was no reflection.
It was perfect.
There was no reflection on the play field.
It's perfect. And it works great. It's exactly what they do in real life. They have those shields that you can buy for the real pinball machines.
Pin shields.
The problem is when you and I stream, our cameras from above now
it's going to
catch the screen. So if I'm just sitting there playing it myself, it's totally fine. But the cardboard is like perfect. But it was just I did it for fun just to see how it would work, and it worked great.
That was cool. Yeah,
and I've heard it looks like the worst.
That was a fun video. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah,
it shows itself the most, or it looks the worst when you're playing Chucky because it has the yellow.
It's the yellow, the bright yellow.
Yeah.
Darius, Chucky, Snoopy's pretty bad because of the yellow and the white. Yeah, there's some bad ones.
But guess what, Biggie D? You go to a real pinball place and play real pinballs, they have the glare just as bad, if not worse, if not worse than that game. So in one way, it almost makes it more authentic to have the glare. Yeah, that's the way it is when you go to a real pinball arcade for the most part,
But granted, on those you're not looking at a screen, also, so the glare is not as obvious.
Correct. Yeah.
Because you're looking at multiple screens.
You'll see the depth, yeah. You'll see it in my pictures later, Biggie D, when we look at Labyrinth and stuff, the glare. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this AtGames news hit this week. I wanted to get y'all's opinion on this. Basically just talking about great news following the recent release. They've been able to confirm fixes on like the SSF kit, the sign-in, the invalid UUID error on Legends HDs. On confirmed fixes, are you guys able to verify any of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. UUID, I think, was gone as of Thursday, as of last week. So that's been gone for quite a while. The sign-in password thing is gone. That's been fixed. Used to have I haven't had a QR code. I haven't had to sign in with the QR code for the last week. So that's been fixed on the HD. Yeah. I typically do it on the micro. So the 4KP, I never have to sign in.
I never have to sign in. And then when they did this change, I had to sign in one time, and then that was it. I never had to sign in again. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, the crazy part is, and I don't want to get on a soapbox here on your show, Biggie D. Not on your show. I'll go on the soapbox on my own show. But one of the problems with AtGames, in my opinion, is they really don't let you own any of your own stuff. You really don't own anything. It's all on their server, So, like, if they have server problems or they make a change that breaks a bunch of stuff, you don't have it's very hard to not, you're almost forced to accept it. It's very difficult because, all these things, you don't really own anything anymore. Nintendo's the same way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, that's one of the sad things, we don't have physical media anymore. And, my biggest fear is one day just being locked out. Imagine you bought the $1,600 pinball machine at Sam's, you take it home and you can't log into it. That's a big issue, Biggie D.
Yeah.
That's a big issue. I feel like with this product, like the 4KP especially, it's pretty high end. They need to like lay off the reins a little bit and just let people have more ownership of their tables.
Welcome to modern gaming.
Yeah.
It needs to be, I
None
hate
of
to
us
say
own
it.
anything anymore.
I'm going to sound like an old grumpy man, but I want it less connected. Like I want it less connected. Like I want it where like,
old man yells at cloud.
I'm yelling at the clouds.
Yeah, you would think like with something like this,
it's a pretty expensive product, I mean, like
it is.
You should be able to unbox it, put it together, and play it without even having internet. You should be able to at least play the stock games with no internet and never ever have to connect it. But they don't have it set up that way. So people are actually buying it at Sam's, and they don't have their AtGames or Kohl's ID number to activate it. So they can never even play it, and they have to contact AtGames in order to them to correct it. Well, it takes them several days to contact you back. And what are you hearing, RetroTech? There's a lot of people that have returned theirs.
Yeah, I started to see people posting their receipts on the Facebook groups of like it was $1,600. They bought it at Sam's Club. They tried to contact AtGames. They couldn't get it to work, and they finally just said screw it. And they took the thing back.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because like it'll be very hard to get that customer back.
And even if the people kept their machine, right now the biggest problem with the firmware is that they turn it on. Those solenoids are locked on. You can't turn the solenoids on or off right now. So they turn it on. It's super loud. They can't play it, and they can't turn them off. So they're stuck with them on. So
is that part of what they're working on here? Locked out a machine despite payments. Gottlieb tables producing no sound. Solenoid menus controls not appearing.
Yep, the solenoid toggle is the thing that if you had them on before, they're still on. If you had them off, they're still off, but there's no toggle right now. So when first of all, they just did a shadow drop of a firmware. They never told us it was coming, and we had to do it immediately when we turned it on. So however your system was is how it is, and they could have been a lot more transparent about that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you don't have any control. That's the hard part. Like, this is all, like, they have all the controls, like the executive controls, like, of what happens with your system. They're basically running the ship, you know? And, you know, it can be good and it can be bad. The good thing is,
and it sounds like they're understaffed.
Like leaderboards, you can do a lot with it, but the problem is when stuff goes wrong, you know, your hands are tied as a user. I mean, that's how I feel. How do you feel, RetroTechX? You're an avid AtGames pinball player. I feel like my hands are tied to a certain extent.
There's an element to it where, you know, things seem to break and fix here and there, but I got to tell you, when I started looking at digital pinball versus a real pinball machine, I mean, the amount of maintenance that you have to put into a real pinball machine, not to mention the expense, and there's just no way. The fact that right now we have about 70 Zen tables on here, 25 of which are recreations that are probably $8,000 to $12,000 if you were to buy them.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, it's just the investment is what it is. I know it's not real; it'll never be real. But to me, the small amount of money that I have to pay to get this thing running, and the few updates that I've had to do on it are chump change compared to ownership of a real machine. So I will have one day, but I'm not going to have 50 of them, that's for sure.
Yeah, what do you see as far as like your first pen being, if you were to get one, like a low cost, like entry level, like old one that you have to tinker with, or like a brand new one?
You don't even have to go super old. I almost bought a Mandalorian Pro about a month ago. It was $4,700. I mean, that's not a very old table. For me, my dream machine would be Black Knight Sword of Rage, and I could. If I play my cards right, I could probably get that for $5,000 or $6,000. If I want to go a little lower end, I could get a Party Zone for under $4,000, something like that. There's tables out there. Data East. I mean, you can get them. I can get. In fact, there's one locally, F14 Tomcat. It's less than $3,000. So they're out there. It's just a matter of, do you want to take on a machine that's 20 plus years old? You better know how to solder. You better know how to change out a coil. You better know how to change rubbers on that thing. And
yeah, they all require maintenance. You're kidding yourself if you don't think so. You know, every one of them, even the brand new ones, when they bring them to shows, they're constantly tinkering with them to keep them working and keep them working the way they should. So
absolutely,
you know, if you buy a real pinball machine, you just became a pinball mech tech. You know, you're gonna have to learn. You're either gonna have to learn, or you're gonna end up having a broken pinball a lot of the time that you own it.
Or you're gonna pay a lot of money in maintenance, so one way or the other. $200 an hour to somebody. Yeah.
So until we can buy our pinball machines for home, we have to leave our houses to go play them. I noticed today that RetroTech left his home to go play and went to this place called, what is this called, this place? And tell us about it.
This is Ulix Pinball Classic Arcade. This is in Monroe, Michigan, south of Detroit, about 20 minutes south of the airport here in Detroit. This place is in a decrepit old mall that is just completely blacked out. There's like nothing going on except for a movie theater and a Bath and Body Works. But this place is open at 10 o'clock in the morning. I walked in, found it, and it was like for 2 hours I had this place all to myself.
That's so cool.
Insane with all those pinballs.
And these are all routed out. They're people. Somebody owns them, and it's just $3 or $2. You get three credits, and they're awesome. And I got to play games that I've never seen before. I got to play Dune, a couple of Turner Pinball, Merlin's Arcade, and Ninja Eclipse, and Labyrinth. I'd never played any of these, so I was super excited to make the trip and go play.
Wow.
Yeah, they got some quality pins in this place.
They got some good pins. They got some new stuff.
And I was looking at their website today because I was interested in your short because you were standing in front of that dune, but it was really quiet and you could like hear yourself. And I'm like, where the heck are you where you have prime access to a dune pinball and there's no one around you?
That's awesome.
You know, it's like, where is this at?
Right now,
like,
there's only 2 dunes in the entire state. They got one in Grand Rapids and one in Monroe. And I was 20 minutes from this one. I'm like, I gotta go.
So you got like exclusive access to this dune, like when they're hard to find right now.
Yeah, if that place was 20 minutes from me, that'd be my home away from home.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I'm in the deep south. I don't have the luxury of having all these awesome arcades near me, but
this isn't
playing on location though. Every chance you get, you should try to play on location because the people that run these pinball places, for most of them, it's a labor of love, and you got to support that, if you want it to survive.
Yeah, an Arcade by Me I went in there last weekend to go play, and they're like, yeah, the arcades are gone. It's like you can't. It's hard to stay in business. But this is cool. You got to play the Dune. So kind of give us the rundown of Dune, like you did in the short. Like what are some things we need to know about it?
So Dune, this game is actually awesome. People have given this game nothing but grief because of the kind of the brown. I mean, it's on a desert planet, so it's just pure brown, right? But you look at the lighting on this table is awesome. It has like this color shift from day to night, and it has like a kind of a bluish tint to it. And then you can see this. I got this shot where it's all colorful. You got this screen in the back inside the play field, which kind of gives it like a sense of depth that you just don't get on a lot of pinball tables. It's smooth as silk. The music is brooding and moody and atmospheric. It's just
the sandworm. You got the sandworm. The sandworm is awesome. When you see that sandworm come up and grab the ball,
is this their limited edition? Do you know?
I don't know. I think this is the high end because
it must be because even the flippers have graphics
on it and everything. It was absolutely awesome. So,
yeah, it looks great. Now the Labyrinth, I played this one a lot.
Yeah, Labyrinth is great too. This one played really, really slow, but it's a super beautiful table and it shoots really, really well. And there's this little pop-up character on the left side.
It comes up out of the table.
And when I see that, I burst into laughter because I was like, I had no idea that was coming. It was just such a cool little perk.
I've got a friend of mine who doesn't live too far from me here in Phoenix, P-Dub's Arcade Loft. He's got one of these.
That's awesome.
And he loves it. It's like his favorite movie, so he had to get one. But I've got a chance to play this a lot over the last year since it's been out, and Labyrinth is great. I love it. And I do know what you're saying. It's a little bit slower pace, but a lot of fun. And this topper, too, is like...
Topper's nuts.
It fits this table perfectly. And it's an expensive topper.
See the glare in Labyrinth there with that screenshot back there? Check that one out. You see all kinds of glare. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, see, that's a real pinball. That's what it has.
Yeah,
that's how they are. Yeah.
If you want an authentic, you want the glare.
That's right.
But yeah, this arcade's got some really great tables, and
they got
really good shape.
a lot of the high-end modern ones.
Yeah, like if sitting there. This view here of you walking into the arcade, there's no one there, and you're going to have this place for the next 2 hours.
It's like heaven.
Yeah,
awesome.
It must have been an amazing experience.
And they had Galactic Tank Force, Hot Wheels. They had some real weird ones. They have Terminator 2 in the back there. They had Gorgar, which is an awesome one.
Yeah, I love that one. Williams.
Just some really cool tables.
Yeah. Now, Pinball Expo, we were chatting about that a little bit before the show. You're going to go, RetroTech?
Yep, I'm going to go to Chicago probably on the Wednesday, and I'll be there for the whole event. So.
Okay. Are you flying or driving?
I'm going to drive. I'm going to drive it.
How far of a drive is that?
About 4 hours.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
No.
Yeah, you're going to have a really good time. I went last year, and I had a blast. If you're into pinball, you're going to love it because you can just play all the new ones as much as you can get for 3 days, 4 days straight. you're around all the people that love this stuff. So you're meeting all these, making connections, meeting all these people. It's a ton of fun. And if you're into content like on YouTube, it's great too, because you get the exclusive on a lot of new tables that people don't know about yet. So that's really cool. And then the homebrew, there's tons of homebrew, like customized layouts and tables that they've made. You get to see there.
Yeah, and the pinball events, the best part is a lot of them are privately owned pinball machines where, like, people they love these things like people love hot rods. So they make these machines are probably the best condition you're ever going to get to play them. Yeah. So when you play machines on location, especially if it's a free play arcade, these machines are getting a lot of action. But like when you go to a pinball expo, I mean, a lot of times you're going to play the best case scenarios of these tables with people that really taken care of them. So I love these events.
That Theater of Magic that you guys seen was in pristine condition. That's hard to believe, man. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah, you'll see some really cool stuff. I'm looking at flights. Like I looked today, and I'm going to keep an eye on flights and my money like leading up to the event. And if I can make it work, I'm going to go. But I'm more than likely going to miss this year. But I do go to the Texas Pinball Festival every year because I'm from Dallas, so it's easy to make that trip. You should go to
Southern Fried Gaming Expo. That's a good one.
Yeah, I've seen a big.
That's a good one.
Pinball venue is that Southern Fried I saw.
And the Houston Arcade Expo was a lot of fun too. So I do the ones in the South because that's where I'm located at. But those two are the ones I usually go to.
The Houston, yeah, I may need to check that one out.
I missed Cleveland, and I want to go to Southern Fried. I figured I'd hang out with Chaotic and some of those guys down there. I know you're there too, I think so.
Yeah. I'm official. I'm part of the press for that. So Southern
that
Fried
won't be
Gaming Expo.
That just happened, didn't it? July,
it
so
just
it'll be another
happens.
year.
Long wait, but that's a great event. That's a huge show.
I want to try and get you, Brad, out to Texas Pinball Festival.
I know. I need to come out there, man.
It's not that far from Houston. It's probably the same drive.
Places.
Because you're in the New Orleans area, right?
Yeah.
It's only about a 5-6 hour drive to Dallas from there. I've done the drive to New Orleans from Dallas. It's not bad. But, so I probably won't make Texas Pinball this year, unfortunately. Or not Pinball Expo. I probably won't make this year, unfortunately. And Cleveland, I missed Cleveland this weekend. I went 2 years ago with Arcades Anonymous and the Illuminati. Had a really good time in Cleveland 2 years ago this time. Cleveland's a cool city to check out. There's not it's not a huge growing city, but it's really cool. I mean, there's a lot to offer. And this time of year, the weather's perfect. It's like you couldn't ask for better weather. We also went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That was really cool. I just kind of feel like I missed out again this year not going to Cleveland because that's a great expo to go to. But so you guys have VR headsets. Have you guys been playing the Walkabout Mini Golf at all?
I haven't played in a while, but I do love the game. It's a great game.
I love the game, but everybody who wants to play it like 11:30 at night. So I just soon to get up.
Can't stay up that late. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you in Michigan? Are you Eastern or Central?
Eastern.
You're Eastern? Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to start on Wednesday nights. I'm going to call it Walkabout Wednesdays. And I'm going to just do an open invite. Whoever wants to join, make the room name Home Arcade. And I'm just going to start doing this every Wednesday. And I'll do a community post every Wednesday to remind everyone. But it'll start at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, every Wednesday night.
What time is that for Central?
That would be 9 p.m.
9
Central.
p.m. Okay.
Yep.
How does that work when you don't have I know there's a lot of different table packs or golf courses. How does that work if we don't have the golf course pack? Do we have to just purchase the one and then play?
No.
As long as someone has it.
Yeah, you don't need to buy it. You just can't collect the balls, the special golf balls that you find. But other than that, you can play everything. Yeah, you can play the entire thing without collecting the golf balls.
Yeah, I've only bought several, like 3 or 4 of the courses, but I've played them all because everyone ends up owning one.
Yeah, as long as
eventually.
one person has it, you can play the entire course. You just can't collect the painted golf balls or
I'd probably end up buying them
collect
anyway.
the clubs.
We didn't have a huge turnout this first Wednesday, which was last Wednesday. It was only P-dubs and tomato sauce were the only two that made it. Console fanboy. So those were the only two that made it last week. But that was the first week I did it, and I didn't like heavily advertise it leading up to that. I was just kind of like spur of the moment, and we had 2 people show up. So maybe this week we'll have more show up.
How long do they take? A couple hours?
Well, it just depends on how many people you have.
more
Like there were
people
only
you have, the
3 of
longer it
us
takes. Yeah.
on Wednesday, so it only took us like maybe 20 minutes maybe to play the whole course. But if you have like 8 people in there, it can take about an hour,
take a
hour and a
while.
half.
That's still not bad. I was worried it was going to be like midnight before I get off this thing, but
And we'll cross that bridge when it happens, but eventually
Yeah.
it'll come to the point where there'll be 8 people in the room and we'll have to start a second room.
sure.
And we'll eventually do that if it becomes popular enough. But there'll always be a place for people to play because we'll just keep making more rooms. But
Plus 26 tomato sauce. My goodness.
yeah, well, he joined like we were already on the 14th hole by the time he joined. So whenever you can either have them start from the beginning or catch up to where you're at. So that's why his score was so
Okay.
high. But
That's funny.
yeah, we had a good time. And what I love about the walkabout is it's kind of like a time to catch up with people too, because it's like you're standing right
It's
next
very
to the
social.
person.
Yeah, it's very social.
Yeah.
So you can just catch up with someone just like you're in the same room with them. So I like that aspect of it too. But it also gets very competitive. Some people are really good at the mini golf and they take it seriously. I just play for fun.
Yeah, I don't take it that seriously. So
But yes, I guess that's going to pretty much wrap up the slides and subjects I had for tonight. Was the basic fun cabinets, all that news, the new AtGames pack that just released, the X Arcade haptic kit. Oh, I did have this, the iconic arcade. So Double Dragon. It looks like they're gonna. We kind of knew this because they did a Double Dragon event, Arc System Works event, like several months back. So we already knew that there was a Double Dragon prototype, but it looks like it's actually going to release now. What do you get? Well, I'll start with you, Brad. I know you're not a big fan of iconic arcade, but
yeah.
what do
Well,
you think about the Double Dragon?
I think it's it's a great classic arcade game. I mean, certainly if they get the emulation right, it's going to be a lot of fun. The Double Dragon's a weird one because it had actual slowdown, and that's part of the gameplay. So a lot of people, when they play an authentic version of Double Dragon, it is kind of clunky and slow. It was one of the first beat 'em up type games. It was kind of part of the game. Yeah, I love Double Dragon. It's a great game. So. Of course, I can play it
the
on
iArcade.
iArcade, they'd spent a long time getting it just right.
Did the iArcade, was the Double Dragon like legit on the iArcade? Like did it run the way it was
It
supposed
was
to?
dead on. It was dead on. They got the slowdown just perfect, and they
Okay.
spent a long time optimizing it to get it where it was just right. But Double Dragon, it is a clunky. It's kind of an older beat 'em up, but it's fun,
Yeah.
Everyone spams that one move, the back fist. It's like everyone gets the back fist. Once you figure that out, that move like is the god move or whatever, Double Dragon becomes a whole different game. You're just back fisting everyone,
I do like the artwork on this cabinet, though. I think it's one of the better looking ones. And
it's definitely the least woke game ever made. Starts off with the girl getting punched in the gut.
so
Like,
this
you can never make this game today.
Oh yeah, not today. But so this is the prototype, but it looks like this image came this week as well. Neo Hyper, he's got all the info on this stuff. But
Is that Paul Minderman?
yeah, Paul Minderman.
Paul
He's
Minderman,
saying that it's actually going to be a 6-button layout. So this is an image of the 6-button layout, and basically their idea behind this, it sounds like, is that it's going to have a storefront, and you're going to be able to download licensed games to it, which utilize the 6-button layout. So they want to have it available for you.
Yeah, it's a multicade layout, You know that from having a bunch of multicades.
Yeah, they want to keep it as true and authentic as possible, like what you're seeing in this image, but just for the ability to add more games and be able to play those games properly, they're going to do the 6-button layout, it looks like. But this one I would expect early next year. So this one, it's still they got to get the Street Fighter out first, which, that should be coming here in the next month or two. But Double Dragon will be right behind it. What did you say, RetroTech?
Just that if you make it a little bit of a multi-K to be able to download more stuff, you're opening it up to more people to buy it. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it
is a
also,
good thing.
just the life of it too, you'll get more enjoyment out of it throughout the life of the cabinet, where if you're locked down to just Double Dragon only, you may want to replace it with something different later on because you can only play the one game.
One valuable lesson, though, that all these companies, I'm sure they've learned from iArcade, you can't sell the machine at a loss and try to make the money back on retro arcade games.
Mm-hmm.
People will not pay the money that you would have to get for the licenses for the retro games.
You have to
I
get it
mean,
up front.
it was it was a failure. They put out a very powerful machine and sold it very affordably, but you're not going to make it up selling games aftermarket. So you better be making some profit on that hardware. I mean, that's just the fact.
Yeah, Damien brings up a good point. No UI required. We've been talking about the Iconic Arcade now since January, since CES,
Soul Calibur, 30,000 games.
and this product is about to release here in
handheld.
like less than a
50
couple
bucks.
months. We
50
still have
bucks.
not seen the UI. We still have not seen. Same with Basic Fun, for that matter. We have not seen much as far as the gameplay, what we're going to see on the actual screen. It's all renders, and it's all just images of the cabinet. So, I guess we don't have to see that in order to buy this stuff. We'll just hope that it works and plays well. But
I won't be hoping. I'll tell you that much. I won't be hoping. I won't be buying anything on hopes. I'll tell you what.
I think the
concerning,
Street
Carl.
Fighter will be fine, though. If I know John D well, and I think I know him pretty well as far as his Capcom background, I think those cabinets and those games will play well. Now for Double Dragon, we'll see how that goes. But I think Street Fighter's good. Now there's supposed to be online for the Street Fighter games. We still haven't heard anything on that. Like, what's the online going to look like? How's it going to play? None of that. So we'll have to be getting that information, getting that out to the audience here as soon as we get it. But you guys got anything coming up on your channels? We'll start with you, Papa Brad. Anything you want to share? I know you told us about the tournaments, but anything else new?
Every Friday night I do Retro Legends Arcade. It's a show. We have tournaments. We have online leaderboards. Everyone's welcome to play. If you play, you have a chance at winning a free prize. It's always something awesome. It's custom tailored to the person that wins. And we just have a great little community of players. Like I said, we just come in, we just take over the leaderboards on whatever we're playing for that week. I mean, it's insane.
And you're doing this through a channel called Retro Legends Arcade, right?
That's my channel.
This is like the
One of
live
mine. I
stream
have a bunch
every
of
Friday
channels.
night.
Yep, Friday nights.
And then, but you can also watch it on your channel too, as well.
Yeah,
Papa Brad's
I
Gaming.
run it on all my channels.
Okay, cool.
I multi-stream it. Yeah, because it's my content. They have all pinball. Creature. Look at my Steps Turbo made my logo. I think it came out pretty awesome.
Yeah, it looks really good.
We got Indiana Jones. You got some Medieval Madness, some Addams Family, of course, Creature from the Black Lagoon. But I just love playing these games. Come join us. It's a non-gatekeep free tournament you can play in.
Yeah, I really like how you're doing the live streams on Friday nights. Like, I like the Super Game Room dudes, but it's always nice to have like an alternative, something different.
Yeah, something different.
Maybe you're in the mood for more of just like a smaller stream where you can be more engaged with the people in the chat. Maybe you can be part of the show, like you can get recognized as far as like your message, stuff like that. What you're, they'll bring up your chat on the screen.
I
Like,
think
I'll go
it's
to
fun.
Retro Legends for that. But
Yeah.
then maybe some nights I just want to go to Super Game Room dudes and see the bigger.
Here's the thing, Biggie
higher
D.
production
Here's
show.
the
I
thing,
can do
Biggie
that too.
D. Biggie D. I'll never run out of content because I love these games, and these games are infinite. And I've got thousands of them, and it's like I've got so many games that we can play.
Uh-huh.
And it's all about playing games. It's not about selling the next thing or buying the next thing. It's just let's talk about the games, talk about why we love them, why they're great, and let's have fun. Let's share some strategies from some of the more skilled players. And it's a learning. You learn. I've gotten better at all these games since I started doing this. I mean, it's a lot of fun. So come join us.
I love what you're doing, Papa Brad. Keep it up. Stay consistent. I know you get over time, I've seen it. You get a lot of people criticizing
Oh,
you and trying to get you to quit.
More than enough haters.
But
you know,
you stick with it and you're consistent, and I appreciate that about
Big
you.
Big ED, this will be the 31st show. 31st show. And guess what? No breaks, no weekends off, no shows canceled. Consistent every week. 31 weeks. And if you talk about that, Arcade Talk's even bigger. Arcade Talk has never missed a week doing tournaments since we started. So, I mean, I'm not new to this game of running tournaments, and I enjoy it. I love it. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah.
You're just about bringing people together, sharing this gaming life that we have, and you know, making it competitive with the tournaments. And I really enjoy what you're doing.
You know.
Now, RetroTech, on your channel, you got anything coming up for it? Or I know the Friday night you're doing the pinball post, or no, every Sunday. Every Sunday
night at 9:30, I do a pinball post, which covers exclusively digital pinball content. So it's going to be everything from AtGames, Zachary Pinball, X Arcade, things like that. So that's just kind of a wrap up. It's a great conversation and a wrap up and a talk about everything that's going on in the community. I always do releases, do a live stream for new releases, and I do lots of reviews and tutorials, how to play pinball, tutorials for specific games. And then, of course, I also have a Discord community, which has been blossoming. There's over 70 members in there. We do something called the Daily Grind Tournament, which is a tournament that we do every single day. The winner of the tournament gets to pick the game for the following day. It's just become this huge thing. We've been taking over back classes every single day. In fact, we did How to Train Your Dragon the other day. 6 of the people were on the back class for that particular day. It was absolutely insane. And so we do that quite a bit, and it's really fun. If you get a repeat winner, they can't pick the game every single day, and there's no repeats, so you're not grinding on a table. You got one day from midnight the night that it's picked to 10 p.m. the following day to grind that table, do the best you can. All you have to do is get into the Discord. You do a post-it with a code just to show that you played it that particular day. The best part about it is the conversation around it. We all share tips and we share the experiences and whether or not we did the wizard modes and stuff. And it's just become this huge thing. It's been
How many people are on the Discord?
There's over 70 people now.
Oh, wow. So it's growing.
It's been booming like crazy. I started it maybe 2 months ago, I think, just kind of on a whim, and just started making more channels to it to accommodate all the needs of the people. And it's been booming. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, I would say like the home arcade community and like the pinball community you're a part of and like you're involved in is like 2 separate communities. I feel like,
yes.
Like they have some similarities in what we enjoy, but they are different. But one thing I do like about the pinball community you guys are part of is everyone really supports each other. Everyone is always talking about each other's stuff and what they're doing and encouraging people to go watch the other channels too. And it's all kind of like a group effort, and everybody just wants to succeed together. And that's one thing I like about it. Like even on your show, RetroTech, you'll have a calendar of other people's shows, and like you're going through the calendar saying, I'm watching this guy this day, I'm watching this guy this day. Yeah.
Wizard
and I just think that's so cool. It's kind of the opposite of like home arcade, in which like we don't do that. You know, it's like I love that about the pinball community.
We're just competitive playing the games. We're not competitive with each other as far as the channels. We just want to play the games.
The beauty of it is, I started out with 4 subscribers. Like I started this channel just on a cell phone with a tripod, and it was Papa Brad and Chaotic BPR were the first ones to kind of shout out my channel. And next thing you know, it was starting to grow. And I'm like, okay, I didn't expect this to happen, but here I am. Here I am, a YouTuber a year later. So it's just crazy. It's just been awesome.
Yeah, and I saw your journey too. Your weight loss journey. You were saying,
that's true.
You've been like exercising or eating right, or?
Oh yeah, I did. I lost 55 pounds. I started out on Whole30, so I learned how to eat, and then I bought a home gym, and I just continued to lose weight, and it's part of life now.
That's awesome.
Get ripped. I'm 47 years old. Being 305 pounds was not sustainable. I was not going to do well. So I'm much better off now, and I'm continuing to lose weight. So it's been great.
That's good to hear. Yeah, I've got the exercise down, but I can't get the eating right down yet. I got to learn how to cook better and like plan my meals out. So maybe I can learn something from
Whole 30s
what
are
you're
good.
doing.
It's a very stringent 30 days, but it'll teach you how to eat. So that's something to consider, man. It really helped me a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm on a pizza, donut, and beer diet, so I don't think it's going to work for me. But
never too late.
It's never too late. That's true.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you all have a great week. Thank you guys for joining me for tonight's show. And go check out these guys. They both have really awesome stuff they're doing on their channels. I just wanted to bring them in tonight and us all meet and talk about, AtGames and X Arcade, and then even see what you guys thought about these basic fun cabinets. So it's been a lot of fun.
Fun. Thank you for having me on, Biggie D. I appreciate
anything
it.
you guys
Thanks
want
so
to leave
much.
us with before I conclude the stream tonight?
Have fun. The biggest thing I always say is you only need one ball for greatness. Keep plunging.
Hey, stay legit.
All right, guys. Well, y'all have a great rest of the Sunday night. Thank you for joining us for Chill and Chat, and I'll see everyone next Sunday. Y'all make it a great week. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.